What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 most heavily shorted EV stocks in the market as of right now. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with stock number 5, you have Workhorse. It is down 1.87% today. Over the last 1 year though, it is down 85.81. 16.23% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 6.08 million shares. Market's been open roughly 15 minutes today, and shorts are returning about 45,000 shares. Cost of borrow average 17.83, and then utilization is 71.53. Short interest has gone down quite a lot with this company, and so short interest in the end of November was about 29.48%. A couple of different attributing factors that could cause this big gap. One is just shorts legitimately returning, but I think the stock price doesn't really coincide with that. And the second alternative is just dilution, because of course dilution does skew a lot of the outstanding share count and directly does affect the short interest number. So again, in a lot of EVs case, I think dilution is occurring, but through IBKR does indicate around 250,000 shares is available to be shorted. Moving on to stock number 4, you have Rivian. It is down slightly, 0.65%. Over the last 1 year, it is down 27.39, and in 2024 down 41.43. 19.1% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 142,000 million shares overall are being shorted. Shorts right now are increasing 129,000 shares. Cost of borrow average is 0.93. You do see the cost of borrow minimum negative. So typically that does mean that there is a broker out there. We're not really aware of which one, but it does mean a broker is physically paying people to short Rivian. So kind of messed up if that makes sense, but utilization 60.52, and shorts have been surprisingly returning quite a lot. So short interest was about 20.37 end of November. So again, that's kind of a good thing, adding a lot of buying pressure behind the scenes. And then aside from that, roughly around 2 million shares is available to be shorted through IBKR. Moving on to stock number 3. So this one right here is Faraday, down 1.69% today. Over the last 1 year though, it is down 96.25, and in 2024 down 95.81. So definitely not the best. It is on the threshold list, and it has been on the threshold list, it looks like, since roughly November the 27th. So in theory, any company on this threshold list for 13 consecutive trading days, the SEC should be interjecting and getting market makers to really rectify the deficiency. So that might be happening sooner rather than later, but 22.12% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 9.67 million shares. Shorts are returning a small amount, so roughly 11,000 shares today, and then utilization is 90.56. Through IBKR does indicate roughly around 1.9 million shares overall are being shorted. Moving on to stock number 2, you have Lucid. It is down slightly, so 0.62%. Over the last 1 year, down 42.77, and in 2024, down 42.64%. 22.39% of the free float is being shorted though, works out to be 266.7 million shares, so quite a lot, and especially based on a lot of the recent updates. It's kind of interesting to see that it is still roughly around that 22% range, but today's shorts are returning 397,000 shares already. Utilization is 83.3, and through IBKR does indicate around 6.5 million shares. So there's quite a lot of available shares if shorts really wanted to double down. And actually just refreshing, it looks like now shorts are increasing 714,000 shares. So this is a good example of, it might look like one scenario is happening and then just flick of the light and it just easily switches. So definitely went 180 there. So this is stock number 2. And finally, last but not least, stock number 1 is Mullen Automotive, ticker MULN. Right now it is down 0.57%. Over the last 1 year, down 99.86, and in 2024 down 99.88%. 23.71% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 2.09 million shares overall are being shorted. Shorts aren't really doing all that much, so 13.5%. Or 13.5 thousand shares is being increased. Cost of borrow average is 283.9%, and that is an annual rate, not a daily rate, so kind of just be aware of that. Utilization is 63.26, and plus, on a side note, there's a lot of good information up top here that I don't necessarily go over, so feel free to kind of pause the video and go through it, but does indicate around 80,000 shares is available to be shorted. So somewhat limited supply. So most likely you should see some entities buying just for the purposes of lending out shares. So BlackRock makes a pretty good business just based on that. It is on the threshold list, and it has been on the threshold list since looks like September the 16th. So that one is kind of crazy. The SEC is dropping the ball a little bit on that. But like I said, a lot of things could be really skewing the numbers behind the scenes, whether it just be synthetic shares, manipulation, or just straight up dilution coming from the company standpoint. So that might be happening with a lot of these EVs. So what is your thoughts on these top 5 stocks? Do you own any of them? Are you selling any of them? Like, what is your viewpoint on all of that? And just for you neo investors out there, your stock did hit number 6. This last week it was number 5, so it kind of fell off the chart a little bit. So that's maybe a good thing. Obviously, to be on this list is not something to be praised on ultimately, unless you are more of a short squeeze kind of target investor or whatever else. But let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing I want to share with you though, I did launch a Patreon where I'm giving buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so pop over there, take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.